Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here with a familiar face. We've interviewed her many times before, Jackie Friedman, who's president of Nexion Travel Group, which is part of Internova Travel Group. She's also happens to be the chair of the American Society of Travel Advisors. And for this interview, I believe she's the chair of the Family Bonds Foundation. What's Family Bonds Foundation? Well, that's what we're going to discuss today because Jackie and actually the entire Internova and now maybe beyond they're really focused on this foundation to help people in the travel industry who are in need. You're going to find out about that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Jackie, great to see you. We keep meeting like this on Zoom, even though we all over the place. You're in Florida, I'm in Vegas. Um, let's talk about this because one of the reasons we're doing this right now is that today, November 13th, is World Kindness Day. So we really wanted to do something to highlight sort of the power of community support and connection in the travel industry, and that's why we're talking to you uh, because you, as a member of really the overseeing Family Bonds Foundation, and that's what this is all about, kindness. Now, first of all, what exactly is Family Bonds Foundation? We keep talking about it. You and I both know because we've been to many meetings where it is discussed. But when did it start? Who founded it, and what exactly is it?
So the Family Bonds Foundation was actually started by my friend and colleague John Lovell back in 2015. He really felt that he wanted to do something to make an impact, to give back to an industry that he was just so proud to be a part of. It was started and continues to be a foundation that helps primarily folks that are in the travel industry, both on the advisor and the supplier side, who may be facing personal hardships of
Mhm.
one type or another. Recently we've had victims of natural disasters who may have been impacted. They could be single parents struggling to make ends meet, or perhaps primary caregivers of special needs children or elderly parents. Maybe they're facing health challenges of their own, really hardships that were unplanned and where getting some kind of financial support
Mhm.
would really make a difference. So, foundation started back in 2015. I took over as president in 2017. We are run by a board of directors made up of agency owners as well as supplier executives. And our mission is to support our travel industry family who are in need. So today on World Kindness Day, we really wanted to make sure that the industry was available and aware in terms of how this resource or these grants can be applied for should anyone need help, but also how they can help in raising money so that we can continue to do the great work that we're doing.
No, and you guys, I've watched the foundation grow, and really the need for it is greater than ever. We just had a few hurricanes,
Mm-hmm.
and you do recognize people in the industry, whether they are travel advisors, whether they are suppliers who have incurred some challenge and that need some assistance. Now, it really has continued to grow, and really, it really is from support from the entire industry, right? And
Yes.
more and more travel partners are stepping up to help make a difference and donate to expand the foundation's reach and impact, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was a true testament to the fact that we are one industry, one family. Yes, we might compete in business, but when it comes down to it, we are one family. So recently, Alex Sharp from Signature approached us and he said, there is a need out there. We do some wonderful work and we support wonderful foundations, but we don't do this. And why should we? You do it well. Let's come together.
Hmm.
So Signature came on board as one of our corporate donors, and several of their agencies also came on board to join, other agencies and suppliers to support the foundation. And it was just so heartwarming to see, and we're expanding beyond that. We've always given grants
Hmm.
to anyone in the industry or their communities or family members of folks in the industry, regardless of affiliation. It really wasn't.
That was going to be one of my questions
Yeah,
that I guess I didn't realize for a long time that you don't necessarily have to be part of Internova
absolutely
to
not.
get a grant or give support.
No, this is an industry charity, and we've supported folks that are part of many organizations. We don't even ask that, in terms of, I mean, we ask for the agency, but it is not a factor in determining who gets a grant and who doesn't.
No, absolutely. That's great. And how much money roughly do you get in donations every year?
I mean, this year was definitely a record year uh, because we started the corporate donor program. So we've always done major fundraisers in conjunction with some of our Internova conferences, the Travel Leaders Network Edge Conference and Nexions Connection. And we've done that now for several years. Then some of our member agencies started doing their own fundraisers. We have an annual fundraiser where we've put together a cookbook, an e-cookbook called The Family Table, with recipes donated by many of our supplier partners, by resorts, by destinations, some of their famous cocktails or entrees or appetizers or desserts. And it is something that we send to any donor of $25 or more. So it's just a great way to bring the industry together in that way as well.
So you give out grants, I believe, 4 times a year, correct?
Yes. It's the first month of every quarter. So we recently had our largest distribution that was set up the middle of October, and our next distribution will be January 15th,
Wow. Now,
or the deadline for the next
deadline.
distribution.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do you nominate someone who clearly needs assistance? And then the next step is how do you select who gets the help?
Okay. So let's talk about the nomination first. The Family Bonds Foundation website, www.familybondsfoundation.com. You just have to go to that website, and in the top right-hand corner, at least for now, we are redesigning it, there is a button that says nominate. So you just go to the website, you click on nominate. There's a short form. You put the details of who you're nominating, how to get in touch with them, a brief description of what their hardship is, why you're nominating them, or why you're nominating yourself, because we also have self-nominations.
Okay.
And so right at the grant distribution deadline, which again is the 15th of the first month of every quarter, we'll collect all of the nominations and compile them, and we send them to our board of directors. They assess. I will establish a budget. How much are we going to allocate for this particular grant, depending on the number of requests and the magnitude of the requests. And then each board member will allocate in a way that they feel is appropriate. And then we take a blended average. So every board member participates in the process. And as I said, we just had our largest grant distribution. That those folks are getting notified right now. And,
Fantastic. Well, it really is a very laudable foundation. And what I'm happiest now is to seeing one of my questions, because you are chair of ASTA. So I thought maybe this would be something, it could be almost, if not an ASTA, it's obviously an Internova project, but this could go national. And you are getting people, you mentioned Alex Sharp, and I know other host agencies like Michelle Fee, and are really getting interested and want to help out. And so effectively you are going national at this point, right?
Yeah, we absolutely are. And it's just so, as I said, so heartwarming. Right now, we're only set up to give grants in the United States. It is a 501c3 charitable foundation. So unfortunately, we cannot give grants outside of the US. We have, on a few different occasions, supported broader industry interests. So, for example, most recently, we donated to the Sandals Foundation to help people in the Caribbean islands that were impacted by storms earlier this year. there was devastation there, and we were able to give back through the Sandals Foundation because they were set up in the U.S. and they could then direct those funds. We've also helped Ukrainian refugees, and there are a few other examples of helping through organizations that supported some of these other initiatives. But for the most part, it is people that work in our industry in the United States.
No, it really is, and I've seen the people who have received the funds for this, and it's a very moving, when they're up on stage, whether it's at your Nexion conference or whether it's at Edge for travel leaders, and it's kind of an emotional time.
It is.
To hear what these people have gone through and how they feel, they feel so great that someone is recognizing their need and can help them. So
Yeah.
So keep going. I think this is an amazing thing. And again, tell us the website again, where you can take a look, and maybe you can also nominate people and then figure out how to way to give donations. It's what family bonds dot
familybondsfoundation.com.
Okay.
And on that website, we had talked about the nominate button, but there's also a donate button.
Yeah, that's important.
It is important, and it's really, easy to do. Individual donations up to corporate donations. We have a corporate donor program that we just started this year that's open to both the supplier community and the agency community. At the very top level, we have diamond donors, that are donations of $25,000 or more. But right down to the lowest corporate donor level is $1,000. But then we have individual donors, and that's where the bulk of the donations come in, that can be whatever you can give. But one of the things that's really interesting, especially as today is World Kindness Day, you just never know when you could be someone that may need help. And I hear that story over and over again, that I always donated, never realizing that at some point I might need the support of the foundation. And that's what we're here for.
And that's exactly right. Anything else you want to tell us about Family Bonds Foundation? I'm so glad that it really is expanding and really going really industry wide. It always was, quite frankly, but to get all these other groups involved, it's so important. I know, so many people have challenges in their lives, and whether it's illness or whether it's hurricanes, as you said, our entire industry has been hit by hurricanes. Your conference and a few others this year have been interesting.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way. I sadly missed your conference, and then not because of the hurricane or other reasons, but then two other conferences we covered were either shortened or whatever. But this is so wonderful.
It really is, and the whole family, we look at this industry, whether we work together, whether we compete in a healthy way, we are in fact one family. And this is something that the industry is wrapping their arms around and coming together, because it does good for each other. And it's something that makes me so proud. And I know John, when he started it, I certainly hope that it's going in the direction that he wanted it to go, because we really have made so much of a difference for so many people, and we will continue to do that.
Well, I know John clearly is so involved and so supportive of the idea of this. He really cared so much about it, and you then became president of the foundation, and you've taken that up. You have a little history of being on foundations that raise money, or at least groups that raise money. The little Astapac thing going on.
Little Astapac. Yeah, but you had mentioned Asta, and I have to tell you that when we decided to go out there a little bit more industry wide, I reached out to Zane and the team at Asta, and I said, I'd love to cover the Family Bonds Foundation in Travel Advisor Daily, which is Asta's daily thing. And they were all over it. They put together some content and really helped, because again, it is that industry family. So I really credit ASTA as well for helping to get the word out there.
Fantastic. Well, Jackie, again, great to see you. Great to speak with you about this wonderful topic. And I'm sorry, this interview, you can't interview me. I know you've been a correspondent for us
I
in the
have.
past and have done some interviews for us, but we'll save that for another time. And we also hope to interview you a little more. We never did get a chance to speak with you about your conference this year,
Yeah.
and we want to do that. So hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get together. Again, great to see you, and hopefully we'll see you on Zoom, but not live too at some point.
Yeah, and happy World Kindness Day to everybody. Really appreciate everyone just taking a moment to pause and just doing what we can to be kind to each other.
I couldn't agree more wholeheartedly. I'm James Shillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.